Be a topic.
We'll go to the next topic. What is a family member? Is your
Mm.
blood your real family?
Uh,
Should we
gracefully, no.
should we talk about why we brought this up?
AD, take the floor, brother.
So with this topic, it's like you got family members, right? That's been in your life. Ones who did some fucked up shit. Ones who was probably there for you. But short story, whatever. What I'm trying to get into is that, like, should you try to build connections or try to reestablish connections with family members that's either there for you or simply family members that you've been through things with and it's just nothing there no more? Should that be built upon or should that be left alone? Or what's y'all thought on that? Like, really diving into that. You know, like, you had this experience with your father or something, right? And it's years later. Should you connect with your father and, you know, build this relationship again, or should it just be what it is?
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't have a relationship with my dad. I never had a relationship with my dad, even when I did have a relationship with my dad. And when I was young, it used to fuck me up. But when I had kids, I just realized that nigga was dumb as fuck. Like, I just don't know. I can't. But if you don't have kids, you would think that you gonna be something like your mom and your dad. But when you have your own kids, you have your own way of looking at life. That now I'm like, I give everybody grace because my kids can't stand my ass half the time. You feel me? So it's just like understanding my parents and my family allowed me to focus 110% on my spirituality, and I never look back. It ain't never a situation that goes on that make me feel like, damn, I wish I'd have been there. Never. You know, I'm just happy, but that's where I stand at on it.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of hard to say. I I haven't had too many situations where I had to, make this decision in my life. But like my dad and his dad, like my grandfather walked out on my dad, and he eventually, made it all good, or good enough to where they can still talk and be in each other's lives and stuff. And I think that's important for your kids and kids and stuff like that. But at the same time, folks be on bullshit. So if they if people toxic, then fuck them.
I think the answer to the question is yes. And the reason why I say that is because I think we truly do pick how we enter this world, through what vessel we want to come into this world, which means of all the families, this time we picked this family. Um, and it probably was because we had some foresight to um, the challenges and the trauma that we was going to experience with them. So in a ways, is even as because family drama be the worst. Oh, it's like nothing else. It'd be the rawest drama, and I think like that's probably why, because you're meant to have these experiences to help mold and shape you into who you're supposed to be on this journey this time. And sometimes you need your fucked up ass daddy or your like whatever, like, but getting to that understanding is the hardest shit ever, because it really like breaking a coming into that understanding is essentially like kind of detaching from your flesh in a sense. So it's a real whatever. It's not easy to do, but I think it's power on the other side of the understanding. And that's something new, like for me personally, that I'm coming to understand. And in that way, like I'm thankful for it, but I also think that we have our soul family. We got people that we really was kicking it last time with them, like, like that's, and so we have to be drawn into that too. I done had some situations where, I'm Libra rising, so I really do believe in justice and balance and fairness in all ways. And I done had some situations where my family was upset with me. My blood family was upset because I didn't immediately justify them or validate their actions because they was my blood family. Like right is right and wrong is wrong. And I've had to stand on both sides of that, and it was not pretty. It's hard.
Yeah. I could imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I love my family. I do, and yeah, I love my family. But my family, like my dad is a man, my mom is a woman who was once a girl. My dad was a boy, and like I feel like people are people to a certain degree, and until you realize like who you are, I feel like it doesn't matter who anybody is. I feel like you have to deal with people as that because anybody can um, look at you and you know not they people can take advantage of you. People can kind of belittle like what it is that you're doing, have going on, and I think like I think if you're looking to do something, like if you're looking for something from somebody, I think like, and I think a lot of people do, especially when it comes to their blood. I feel like that's really just gonna disappoint you for real. Um, like I say, I mess with my family, but I don't like doing what I do. If I was looking to try and depend on my blood relatives for anything, um, I wouldn't I'd be SOL. I'd like I ain't- I got a big extended family, but I've never been in a place particularly where I've received kind of support or anything. So it's like, and when I have reached out, it's kind of cricket. So I'm more so on Hood's page, man. I think you have love for everybody. I think you give folks grace, but I don't think you particularly, you know, you always me. I look for reciprocation. So if I'm looking to create or establish a relationship or something from anybody, if you're not reciprocating that, then I'm wasting my time, blood or not. So if you want to rock with me, under like check on me, reach out to me. Um, like I come from like my mom is like I love my mom, but she's different. She's tough. Like I don't have that mom that like that call like checks up on you or anything. Like when like when I'm
Facts.
going,
Me neither.
Facts.
yeah, like when like my like I know like I'll be around a lot of people and their moms like call them to check up, see what they're doing, like whether
Yeah,
they
I know.
mad.
Like,
My
I know
mom, I don't think
moms
my
be
mom has ever
loving.
called me ever. You know what I'm saying? Like
You
she
can
she, she
have a
doing her own
loving
thing.
ass mom, or you cannot have a loving ass mom. And just because you got a mom, don't mean that she love your black ass, bro. Like, I just think like people just got this fairy tale about families, and that should have your ass fucked up on the long side, bro. Like, what the
Mhm.
fuck? The motherfuckers don't know shit, bro. Like, they just was fucking one day, dog. Like,
Pretty much.
For
ended up
real.
getting pregnant, bro. Like, didn't have no skills to help your ass do shit but fail, bro. Like, so it's like,
And
bro,
and never picked up a book, watched
don't
a
know
movie.
shit. You hear
They just
me?
like, we here now. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Will
I'll just
eat
do what my
some
mama
pork.
did. Do what my mama did.
Man, look,
Yeah.
I took some notes,
Cycles.
bro. I just gotta do this. When does the trauma end And like, if you a part of your family, are you meant to heal your family? And then when you travel the world, you see people who said fuck their family ad nauseum, and then family is the people that you're making money with. Period. But that's what I
Mhm.
took from what y'all was saying.
Facts.
Yeah.
I think it's real important because I see like a lot of like knowing what I do. I see a lot of people who are out here, to that point of like saying like forget what my family's on. I think it's a big difference between I see a lot of folk out here like making decisions and kind of like in spite of their family, just on some like having that. I don't think having that chip on your shoulder does you any good. Like you shouldn't be doing things out of like spite of someone, but you also shouldn't be looking for for anyone like anyone's approval, acceptance. You make moves on how what your soul tells you to do. Forget what they talking about for sure. And no
Yeah,
matter
yeah.
if you on that, if you on that, like they gonna learn to respect it. Like they not gonna say nothing to you all the time, but they gonna
You
respect
gotta
it.
respect it. Got to.
Because you ain't asking them niggas for shit.
Facts. And that's when we're able to really see and understand. Like I know a lot of my family be surprised as hell just because like I'm such an individual. I'm not a product of, or maybe in some ways I am. My mom a little different. She's very quirky in her own way. So maybe I am my mama child in a sense. But um I think when you said where does the trauma end, I think it ends when we realize like as soon as we detach. And I think that's the difference, Jeff, between, kind of like holding that resentment and like you said, moving in spite of versus to just detaching and understanding like you you can be an individual, like you don't. And once you have that realization and detach, I think that's where um, maybe some of the trauma ends. I don't really know if it all goes away because it's embedded. Like we are physically connected to our family through our DNA. So some parts of it I don't think we have control over.
Are you in your 20s?
No, I'm 31.
Okay, I was just asking.
What would be the difference?
I don't know. I used to think like it was some connection between me and my family just for the sake of blood relation, but I don't know. I maybe I'll meet them at the crossroads or something, but them niggas is still eating ham hock, so I don't be like I be confused about that shit. I used to think like that is the reason why I said that, but it's just like once I got my own family, it's like it's so much that you need to learn
Hmm.
that your family don't teach or don't have the capacity to teach. So
Hmm.
it might seem like harsh or like a diss, but more it's like reality. Like to be your best person, you gotta detach and individuate to the highest degree. And it don't mean that you hate or have any negative feelings towards them, but you just like if I told you a fairy tale, if it's the most beautiful fairy tale of the world, it's still a fairy tale and it ain't gonna serve you none in the reality. And when you like start to like juxtapose what you want, like we talked about our intentions,
Hmm.
your family will call you on some shit completely outside of your intention and expect you to drop everything for what they
This
going through.
happened
And
yesterday.
listen, and it's better to just let them create that barrier or boundary to let them know that your intentions are that important to you. The thing I learned is that you can't communicate how important your intention is to you to another person. You can only show them, and it come across like fuck y'all, but it's really I love me, if
Facts.
that makes sense.
Yep.
And it's
And
gonna
let me
take
tell you,
some time to see that, to understand that difference. Like they just gonna think you throwing a middle finger at them, but like man, like yeah, like to his point, it's like that fairy tale of trying to follow what they on. It's like that like sometimes your folk don't even know if you was following their guidelines. Like if I did what my folks wanted me to do, I would not be here today.
I would die. What the fuck?
Yeah,
I'd be dead.
and
What you mean?
I told I like yeah, and they just won't understand that. I like they can't understand it, and
Facts.
it's not particularly your job to make them understand. Like it's your job to do you.
And I guarantee your deepest depression was connected to your family.
Mm-hmm.
Being around your
1,000%.
cousins when nobody around and they done violated you, your uncle, your auntie, your trauma is from your family. And so you must detach. You must individuate. It's not even like, well, I got a good family. No, that'll keep you in bondage longer. So it's like the normal baseline is individuation, period,
Yep.
for me.
And I just want to add to that, like how important that is in, like in dating and relationships. Like it's weird now because this is not shit that I considered before. But if I like meet somebody and they're too attached to their
Red flag.
familiar identity in a way that like they hide themselves.
Mhm.
They're afraid to be themselves. They're that's weird as fuck to me. Like I immediately get a feeling of bondage. Like then I by proxy am not gonna be able to be myself because you scared. What? It's weird. And I get it. Like they think that it's a level of respect that they have, but in
Love.
reality they don't understand. Like um, that it's really a reflection of I think of love to be able to be your true self and your family know you for who you are. They don't learn things about you when you dead. Tommy I'm going out the park. What? Not my son. Not my son. What? Yes, he did. Like that's weird. Like that.
It's just
Anyway.
it's like it's just a fear thing that people have. Like Negroes is known to be afraid of their mamas when they're young, and it's like that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of folks don't grow out of that. Like it's like to be a man, man. Like me, that took me some time. I think it took everybody some time, but like how I am here is like how I am in any situation. How like I am in front of my mom, in front. My dad is a Baptist preacher, and he follows the Collective Podcast on Instagram. He be checking us, like we be talking about you, all that, and like he gonna get this work, and he gonna but he respect like he respect.
Yeah. Can't do nothing but respect it.